Aravada Springs. This place is simply gorgeous. Good morning, everybody. John here with the Hub Overland Adventures. We are sitting in Aravada Springs, which is located just on the border of Arizona and Nevada in the Gold Butte National Monument / Parashant Grand Canyon National Monument. That's where we're going to be spending most of our time today. In fact, all of our time is the Grand Canyon Parashant National Monument. It is an absolutely incredible place. I think it's about 1 million acres. It is huge, and it is just north of Las Vegas and east slightly. So it took about 1.5 hours to get to the dirt outside of Mesquite, Nevada, and then we took the dirt road from Mesquite in last night. Now, I'll tell you what, I don't know if you make this mistake, but when you do something a lot, sometimes you take things for granted. And I'll tell you, I took that first road in last night for granted. I did so much research, checking out all the different roads, and the one road I forgot to really investigate was the road coming into camp. I just assumed it'd be good. So anywho, last night we got a late start from Vegas. It was about 6, I think, when we left. So we hit the dirt about 8:15. We had planned on being at Aravada Springs by 9. And I thought, oh, this road will just take me an hour. No big deal. It took about 2 hours. It was rugged. Now, super fun. Absolutely super fun. So I'll post the road down in the description and give you guys links. But if you want a day trip outside of Mesquite, Nevada, and do a long day trip, it is killer. We just weren't expecting it. We were expecting more of a smooth sailing. So we were kind of tired and beaten up when we got into camp last night, but all turned out well. And today we have a huge day. So we're going to leave camp here soon. We're going to make a long drive. We're going to pass some cool washes, some really neat canyons. Then we're going to make our way to Grand Wash, which is just at the bottom of where Tassie Ranch is, which is a really cool historic cabin that the BLM still takes care of. And then we're going to go from Tassie Ranch. We're going to keep driving. We're going to go through some more canyons, some more deserts, some more awesome forests and different areas. And we're going to make our way to a place called Snap Point. Snap Point is an overlook. You're supposed to be able to see the Grand Canyon and Lake Mead and just a huge wild field of view. So can't wait for that. Then we are going to look at some old ruins and some things I've seen on Google Earth that I'm not sure if they're just corrals or old buildings or what. And then we're going to end camp at Oak Grove, which is an area that was developed back in the day. I'll tell you more about that, but it's really interesting, the history out here when you start learning about it. So I can't wait to fill you in as we go along. So stay tuned. Oak Grove is our ultimate camp for tonight, and we will tell you more on the trail. All right, we rolled in this morning. Actually, we rolled in last night, you guys. It was so dark, we couldn't see anything. We actually got to use our lights on the rig for the first time to actually drive with. But check it out. We got here last night. It was all dark, and we awaken to the most beautiful place ever. This place is incredible. Is that an ostrich? A turkey? Normally, I would have Billie and Boo on a leash in an environment like this. However, we were the only people at the entire campground, and the host was pretty cool with us letting them roam around. beautiful. So far, it's just been an absolutely breathtaking morning. Soaking in the first light. Scott's still in bed. You know, he pretty much always sleeps in way past me. I am definitely the early bird. It's like my own secret day. You know, when I'm up before everybody else, the light's soft, it's quiet, peaceful, and nobody else is up. It's just magical. Just like this pond. I mean, come on, where else can you be in the middle of the desert and have an oasis like this? It's pretty special. And if you spend any time in the Southwest, you would know what I mean. And having a nice little pond like this just sets the stage for a beautiful day. What you gonna do, jump off, Billy? You gonna jump off? I hope not, because I certainly don't want you to be wet. Where do you want to go next? I realized that I had left my coffee filter at home. It's a little MSR coffee filter. It's a little basket of mesh, and you put it in your cup, you put your coffee grounds in there, and you run your water through it. I absolutely love this thing. It's amazing, and I seem to forget it frequently. So here I am filtering my coffee through a towel, which was less than ideal. As we begin leaving Aravada Springs, we are filled with hope, anticipation, and excitement. We have a really long day planned today. Now, in retrospect, maybe it was a little too much, and you guys will find out why as you keep watching. Oh, this is definitely a road. You can tell other people have driven down it.
Yep. Just seems a bit primitive.
Certainly has had some water.
Yeah. We've had some rain up here recently, so it doesn't surprise me there's some more ruts.
Yeah, assuming that this was the same storm that hit like Desert National Wildlife Refuge and near Vegas.
A couple weeks ago.
Destroyed stuff.
Yeah. It's like gully washer, as they say back in Missouri.
See, I like these kind of routes that are, you know, not crazy rough, but they're wild feeling.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't a tamed, graded road, but it's still very easily passable.
Anybody can do a graded road. We're about more than that. We're about rocks and ruts and washouts.
And cheese.
And cheese.
Super cheese. Oh my gosh, another Mylar balloon.
2 in like 20 minutes.
So, again, in less than 20 minutes on this one drive, here is another Mylar balloon.
This is like 2 balloons in like 20 minutes.
This stuff will just stay out here forever. Animals think it's food or something attractive. So like desert tortoise, I've heard especially will try to eat it and they can choke and die. And they are endangered and protected. And who wants to see this shiny Mylar crud out here anyway? So please, if you have a party, do not let your balloons go. So if you're wondering where I've gotten this affinity for not loving Mylar balloons, it's because of a backpack trip one time in Zion where we were talking in the middle of the night around a fire about trash on the trail and things like that. And right at that moment, a gust of wind comes out of nowhere and pops this balloon out, and it just starts floating around the canyon we're in for hours and hours and hours. And of course it was a Mylar balloon. So that really started it. And ever since then, I've been on a mission to rid the world of Mylar balloons. Just popped up on this little ledge super fast and got to this super cool canyon overlook. We got lost several times trying to follow the wash, as you can see us turning around here. Unfortunately, that little trail led us into some virgin desert, so we did the 3 or 4 point turnaround to avoid tearing up more desert than we had to. But alas, we backtracked and found our way back on the trail, which soon merged with a nice, well-maintained trail here.
He's got the canopy up. It doesn't happen every day.
No. We thought the road was exceptionally smooth. We are here at the Hot Iron LLC property. Let me show you what I'm talking about here on the map. Yep, and we wanted to check it out, but it's kind of far away here and it is private land, so we're gonna be respectful and not go explore it except from afar. Well, not exploring the Hot Iron LLC property was the first in many of our failed adventures. And this was in the very beginning when we still didn't really realize quite what we were in for on the journey we had planned. Good thing we skipped going there, because if we had, we would have been even farther back on time. Well, hey puppies, how you doing? You guys tired of jostling around? You ready to be stopped?
Yes. Break time.
All right, I think they've gobbled down enough water. Maybe. Ah, here we are. Grand Canyon Parashant. A glorious wash trail. It's very adventurous. So on the way here, guys, we just ran into this guy road grading. You saw him on film, right? Well, he honked and flagged us down and told us to be careful because the road got pretty rough going ahead. And it's been pretty rugged, but nothing we can't handle in the Rainbow Bronco.
Right.
But he did tell us about this family that had like crashed their car, caught the fuel tank on fire, and the car is off the side of the road burnt. So check this out.
So as the story goes, they were driving through here, hit a rock, pierced the gas tank, and it caught the car on fire. So all the family had to be taken out of here.
Isn't that crazy?
Family's fine, car's not.
I mean, who would bring a kid down here, right? Look at this. Wow. Okay. Wow. I tell you what, that is gnarly. Wow, you certainly realize how many wires are in a car once it's burnt. Oh man, I would not have wanted to be these folks. Time to get back on the road. Let this adventure continue. As we drove through the wash, I was feeling a little excitement for the journey ahead. However, I was starting to get a little concerned already by this point that maybe I'd bitten off more than we could chew with this trip. We are coming up to Tassie Ranch here in just a minute. We're just around a few corners here, and it has been an awesome drive so far.
Okay, here we are, Tassie Ranch. The big arrival. This is kind of in the middle of nowhere here. Okay, oftentimes when you come up on these historical places, there'll be a steel box like this. All you do is simply lift the lid here, and inside there's normally a registration book. So here you can actually make your presence known and tell folks you were here. So we're gonna sign in here in a second and let folks know we stopped by. This is amazing. I know it's not a working ranch anymore, but the cows don't know that apparently with all the poop in the yard.
Wow, this is awesome.
What a little oasis.
And to think, I mean, this is far out. I mean, we're like 80, 90 miles easily from Mesquite.
Some of the farm animals. It's amazing when you're out here, the creativity of people that live here, because if you notice, this is all built with railroad timbers. So they would reuse stuff they already had out here. They'd stack it together almost like Lincoln logs and create these structures for themselves.
You're right.
And these other timbers most likely are from mines in the area, I'd say. Because if you notice, you don't see trees around here this big.
Probably because they chopped them all down. I mean, look at this one back there. That's huge.
Yep.
That definitely was used for something. Wow, look at this tree.
I mean, look how big this thing is, using native rocks and material and sand that's been turned into mortar, timbers from the railroad or the roof joists and stuff. It's just amazing the ingenuity they had when they built this stuff out here. And it's still here. It's still here. It lasts forever.
What do you think, Billy? What do you think, buddy? Yeah, Scott's absolutely right. This place was built with rock and sand. Look at it. Wow, it's like a whole little mini cabin. Got a water heater? That is insane. Oh, this is the bathroom. This is the bathroom. So crazy to think how these people built this stuff way out here so long ago. Oh, Billy, back. Oh, it's flooded.
Yeah, that's their spring pump house.
That is water, y'all. No wonder it's all wet around here.
This is quite amazing. This is a natural filtration system here that Mother Nature has devised. So the water is actually flowing through all of this. It's not standing water, and then it runs off the back end over there.
Do you know what that is called?
What is that called?
Phytoreclamation.
Okay, perfect. You know, not only do you have the willows growing up through here, but you also have a lot of dragonflies that have made this their home, which is interesting. We are in the middle of the desert almost, and we have, a whole, I don't know, what are they called? Flock of dragonflies? What do you call a group of dragonflies? Again, they're using materials they found here. So the door handle here is actually an old chain. So off some kind of machinery. And look at the roof. This has the fascia board off of it. You have wooden planks, and then you have a layer of concrete, and then tin on top of that. So this thing is built to last, and that's probably why it's still here, quite honestly.
I was noticing the back, the tin roof had come up, and I was like, is that concrete? But
yeah,
I just didn't think about it.
They poured concrete on top of a wooden base. You know, when you don't have plywood like we do today, and you don't have a lot of tar paper out here to waterproof it,
yep,
you do what you can.
We are leaving Tassie Ranch, and why is that, Scott?
Well, we have places to go first.
That's right.
And we're gonna try to find somewhere shady to have some lunch. So
maybe just right up here, actually, because it is 111 degrees out here right now. And I swear when we looked at the weather, it said high of like 80s.
Yeah.
But that was for Oak Grove, which is farther and I believe higher in elevation. So let's just pray it is not 100 degrees tonight when we go to bed.
I feel like I've been misled on this journey.
Me? Mislead anybody?
No.
Never. I mean, it wouldn't be an adventure without a little bit of mystery, right?
Right, absolutely. So.
All right. Well, I think this is a fantastic place to have lunch because it is shaded by rock and it's going to be amazing.
Yep.
All right, we're just going to back up here a little bit so we can set our table up. All right. But yeah, look at this. Got little containers we can put sauces in. We got all of our utensils right here. Cutting board. And then on the back side, we got big utensils. What do you need, the spatula?
Hey, those are some of the sharpest knives.
What do you need?
I need a spatula.
I don't know if you can hear that. But you gotta let your gas cans breathe every once in a while. That's all this extra pressure. You can kind of see they're a little bit bloated. Scott decided to make some awesome grilled cheese sandwiches and tomato bisque soup for us on the trail, which is a pretty nice little break on our journey. However, in retrospect, maybe we could have used that time in a different way. As we leave our lunch spot and start driving down Jip Wash, which was pretty fun. It's just a straight up wash. I was pretty excited. Now we were at a point of the day where we were exploring trails that weren't really highlighted on OnX maps or any other maps. It's basically a route you can take. So we were pretty excited because we like a little bit more of an adventurous trail. However, we didn't really know what we were in for. We are going through Jip Wash, which is pretty long. And I'll tell you what, all the roads today, pretty much, except for a few good sections when that road grader was going through that you guys saw earlier. Other than that, it's been pretty much straight up wash with hardly any resemblance of a road, which has made it really fun because it's much more adventurous. You know, it's
your own path.
Raw. You know, it's not all graded and easy, but it does make it a little bit slower. So keep that in mind when you're planning your adventures out here because everything is far away and there's no services anywhere.
Yep. You'll always find your track. You know, the thing about wash roads are they're one good rainstorm away from changing. So you do have to sometimes kind of find your own path, but you can always pick up the track again and get on your way. So not a big deal.
And you know, if you use OnX off-road, we are going to do a trail update when we have signal. We don't have Starlink or anything like that. So when we get back to civilization, we'll do some updates about the road out here. But use that feature, look at it, and give people reviews as well so they know what to expect because it does change all the time. So.
It does. All right. So, look at this kind of composite ground. I mean, it's not really sandstone, I don't think, but it's just mud and a lot of small rocks and a few big boulders. It's really quite cool to look at. It reminds me of something of Star Trek or something. But
Tatooine.
I'm waiting for creatures to come out around the corner any moment.
We are really screwed here. We have just been driving for hours and we get to this. Not a fence, not a gate, to go through. It is a fence to keep you out. And we have no idea why we cannot cross here. Let's see what this says. It says this area is protected by electronic surveillance. Well, we've been driving on this road for hours. So we've got to figure out where the heck we were going and go back. And now we're on limited fuel. We did not plan for such a deviation. So this could severely alter what we can accomplish on this trip. Stay tuned. Hopefully it is not too bad, but we will keep you posted. Oh man, you guys. So at this point, we were just super frustrated because for me, I had planned this trip for weeks and weeks and weeks. And the area that we got stopped at was pretty critical for us to get to the next section of the Parashant in order to do the loop we wanted. So I wanted to start on the east, or sorry, on the west and head east and then back west again. So we went from Aravada down to Tassie Ranch, which you can see here. And then Tassie Ranch was supposed to go over east and connect to this area over here. Unfortunately, that's where we got stopped. So now we're having to go all the way back up here to hopefully go up the Grand Gulch Mine Road, which will get us to the Oak Grove area that we want to go to tonight right down here. But it's getting late in the day, and with how things have been going, we're really concerned that, you know, we're gonna be enjoying the night. I mean, we could probably make it, we could survive, but like we want to have a good time, and we don't want to camp somewhere that's super hot, which it is currently, and we don't want to get to camp when it's super late and just basically roll into camp, set up, and then go to bed. I mean, that's no fun. So we'll see what happens, but we're on our way, backtracking right now, way back up north, almost all the way back to where we came from at Aravada Springs. But wish us luck. All right, guys, what have we said? What have we said about Mylar balloons? We have not even completed one day of off-roading, and this is the third Mylar balloon right here. It really wraps itself around there. All right, I don't want to lose any more of it because it's fragile. This one's been out here for a while, so please don't throw or don't let your balloons go. So here we are connecting to the Grand Gulch Mine staircase loop. We were about to go the wrong direction. If we had continued the way we were just going to the right, we would have eventually connected with that southwest corner of the loop that we had gotten blocked off from earlier. We realized the error of our ways and started heading the correct direction up the Grand Gulch Canyon. Here's the thing. We have hit closed roads, washed out roads, stuff that we didn't expect. I mean, it has taken us 10 times as long to do everything that we wanted to do. So the sun is getting ready to set here in a few hours. We are just hitting this road that is our backup plan road, right? And it says extreme terrain, unavoidable obstacles. So we're gonna go back to Aravada Springs because we don't have time. So here we go. You know, guys, by this point, we were pretty fried after nearly 6 hours of driving, bouncing through the Parashant on rough roads with temps in the blistering 100-degree range. You know, we were done. The plan was simple, I thought, to cut across the southwest from Tassie Ranch, connect to the Grand Gulch Mine Loop, then cruise up to Oak Grove, where it was supposed to be a cool 85 by day and 50s in the night. But instead, it was an unbeen hot 100 degrees plus. You know, the maps look good. I studied the route, checked the topo, trails, and info, and everything looked fine. And then out of nowhere, a fence. I mean, seriously, just standing there across the wash, blocking the exact connection we needed, taunting us. Totally surprised with no warnings, no markings, just a fence. We were so close, less than a quarter mile from connecting into the Grand Gulch Mine staircase loop, and then, boom, plans wrecked. So painfully, we had to turn around, backtrack, and ended up going north again, almost all the way up to Aravada to try to go through the Grand Gulch Canyon, which we had wanted to avoid to begin with. And as we neared the canyon entrance, we got that big metal sign right in our face that you guys saw saying, "Warning, extreme terrain." And you know, if the government actually spent the time and money to do that, you know it's serious. So we were like, okay, let's turn around and go back to Aravada Springs. Not mad about it though. Place is amazing. It's just that we will now have a long trip to get to Kelly Point tomorrow. By the time we made it back to Aravada Springs, the sun was fading fast. And honestly, at that point, we were just hoping the gate wasn't locked and maybe, just maybe, they'd be a room left. And somehow, luck was on our side because the gate was open and miracles, we got a room. After a day like that, felt like winning the lottery. So yeah, today didn't go as planned at all, but that's the Parashant for you, and overlanding, or off-roading, really. It's rugged, unpredictable, humbling in all the right ways. But you know what, guys? Tomorrow, we are back out there, gonna go through the Grand Gulch Canyon and tackle it this time because we are determined to make it to Kelly Point. And we are not stopping until we camp at the edge of the world. Well, actually, we can't stop tonight either because we just realized we need to go back to Mesquite, about 30 miles away, and gas up to have the best chance of hitting Kelly Point tomorrow. Because again, it is not going to elude us. We will get there. Follow along, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon to keep in touch with us. Peace.